Okay, Tommy here. My 350QX have had some issues with. The 7th time it dropped right out of the sky. I'm real disgusted with it. Really not sure what the issue is. Haven't quite found that out yet. But of course, 7th time around, I've had to take and disassemble things to repair it, put it back together, and I figured I'd give everybody out there that's got a 350QX some pointers. Okay, here comes your pointers. Okay, number one, you want a clean work area to get things disassembled, etc. Take the 32 Allen head screws out the bottom. Top shell, of course, comes off. Then, your next thing you take apart is, at that given point, if you got, this is post-crash, so you may have broken legs, broken body, of course, like so. Crack, like so. That's no good, no good. Okay, so you take your 32 Allen head screws out the bottom. You have the 350 opened up, and of course your electronics and all are staring you in the face. Okay, then your electronics, the way to get those out. Number one, you'll want to mark each motor, 1, 2, 3, 4, etc., per arm leg, per number they are, which is labeled on the top of the shell. 1, 2, 4, 3. 1, 2, 4, 3. You notice how that jumped there. Okay. You got your motors numbered pre-taking it apart. Okay, then you're going to have some Allen head screws that are, of course, from underneath the bottom that hold the motors to the lower shell. Right in those holes right there. You will take those out. I recommend you have you a pill bottle or some type of little bottle or Ziploc baggie to put the screws in that come out of specific parts. Hence motor screws, hence body screws. Okay, then got your screws out of your motors. Okay, then on the board itself there are 3 tiny little Phillips screws that hold the board down to the bottom of the quad body. You'll see them. There'll be 4 little Phillips heads, real tiny, size of eyeglasses screws that hold the motherboard down in the bottom of the quad. Okay. Now, I took this thing apart and put it back together so many times I could basically do it in my sleep. And every time, of course, I have a crash or incident, I figure out ways to mend things, fix things, etc. Okay, I've noticed that in my crashes, it's broke off the little post on the bottom of the battery cage. Notice, there's supposed to be 6 of them, and 4 of mine are gone. Hence, they've gotten snapped off in a crash. So a little trick I figured out way to fix it was large pop rivet shaft, the shaft. I cut a shaft to the proper length, as so. This is the little hole that the pegs normally sit in. Now here's the trick to it. A moto tool Dremel is your friend. I had a boss man, I swear he could do everything with a moto tool. Every time something would break or screw up, give me the Dremel, give me the Dremel. And I'm like, oh my God. And indispensable tool. Get your wives to get you one for Christmas. They make them cordless, which is pretty cool, and you'll want one. But I took the Dremel tool, and as you notice, how it has these areas where the peg originally went, as so. Okay, what you got to do right here on this corner right here, you need to get rid of one side of that slot, and hence you see I've cut that off with the Dremel. Okay, then my little post that I made, I ground down one side of it flat because the diameter of the peg was a little too big, and what it was going to do, it was going to either be too tight or swell things out when it went in, when the cage went back down into the bottom of the quad body. If you see now, voila. Notice, pegs keep battery cage from shifting inside quad body. Now what I'm going to do when I get my electronics back in it, and I've got them all placed and situated like I want it, prior to the putting the lid back on it and shutting things up, and I've got all completed as far as electronics reinstalled, I will take the hot glue gun and do me a little bead of hot glue right in there to attach that, so that doesn't vibrate out and shake loose inside the quad. Of course, that's a piece of aluminum. That would not be a pretty sight for that to shake out of there and get hung up in some kind of hot contact on the board, etc. So like I'm saying, I will take the heat gun and attach that to the battery cage.